Hour number 2, first football Friday of the year. We got the pick segment coming up at 12:30 or around there. You want to get involved? We're going to pick a number. I don't have the number in my head just yet. And one caller is going to be able to play against us every single week here on the show. You're going to have a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play. Evan and I are competing against each other all season long. You just have to beat us the week that you are picked. So we're taking one of you at 12:30. So have your picks ready to go. Be ready to bring it. We'll probably share our picks, and then we'll go to the caller towards the end of the segment. So if you want to be involved, if you want to have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's for taking us on in the Pick'em contest, in the picks, we're doing that at 12:30. But right now, I want to try to define what would be a good game for Kyler Murray on Sunday, because most of the time, all of the attention is paid to the quarterback in this sport anyway. But here, I think we're extra sensitive to the way Kyler Murray plays, and we're extra sensitive to how well or poorly he performs and the impact that his performance has on the result. And so I want us to try to set some guidelines, to set some parameters ahead of time, and have the benefit of looking back on this on Monday and saying, we defined this. We said this would be a good game. He did X, Y, and Z. We're going to call it a good game despite the result. So let's try to put that framework together. And I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, he has to have a 69% completion percentage and he has to throw 3 touchdowns and not have a turnover. I don't want to get that specific with it, but I'm sure we can come up with specific benchmarks that we want Kyler Murray to succeed in. And I think it can be directly related to how other players perform. As Evan pointed out in the first hour of the program, we know what the Cardinals' record is when Trey McBride and Kyler Murray were 1-2 in whatever order atop the targets share for the Cardinals. When those guys were number 1 and number 2, the Cardinals rarely lost. So is that one of the benchmarks? Is one of the benchmarks, hey, those 2 guys need to be the top of the target share? That means you had a good day at the office. Is it? Do we want to say, hey, if you don't commit any turnovers, that's a good game for Kyler Murray? Is it just as simple as saying, don't make the big crucial mistake, don't have any second half turnovers? Because let's face it, I feel like I know this audience pretty well. I think I know the way you think because of the way we interact on this show and the way we talk about the Cardinals and the feedback that I get from you, either on YouTube or social media or when you call into the program. There's a lot of different ways for you to get involved in this program, and we're paying attention to them all. And so I know you. At least I think I do. And I know that if Kyler Murray goes 28 for 32 and throws for 275 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, and somehow the Cardinals still lose, I'm not so sure many of you will be ready to heap praise on Kyler Murray on Monday. You'll find something to critique, something to complain about. So even if he has statistically a great game and the Cardinals don't win, I'm sure the complaint will be, wow, one of those incompletions. Just didn't have that fourth quarter drive to win the football game. You'll find something. Matthew over on the YouTube says 250 plus passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, 35 plus yards on the ground. So if he hits all of those marks and the Cardinals still lose, we're comfortable coming in here on Monday and saying, man, that loss isn't on Kyler. Kyler did great. Kyler's the franchise quarterback. See, I don't think being that specific helps us here. I think what helps us in defining a good performance for Kyler Murray on Sunday is looking at it through this lens. In the key possessions, when the game was in doubt, early on in the game if it's 1 possession, somehow if the game is 1 possession coming out of the first half or in the last 4 minutes of the football game, does Kyler throw an interception in those moments? When the game is within doubt, either side, Saints leading, Cardinals leading, game tied, any point, how does Kyler function in those drives? Is he leading the team on drives to give them the lead? Is he not turning the ball over? Is he keeping the offense on schedule? That's something I'm going to be very closely paying attention to. We have said you're not going to eliminate the turnovers from Kyler Murray's game. You just need to change when they happen. That falls on him. So I'm going to steal Kenny Dillingham's framing of this. How does he look in the last 4 minutes if they have the ball? How does he look the first 4 minutes coming out of the half if they have the ball? How does he look 2 minutes to go if the team has the ball. You're going to know. You're going to be watching this game, and there's going to be 3 or 4 series throughout this game that you're going to say, this is a really important drive for this team. How does Kyler Murray handle himself in those 3 to 4 drives? Does he keep the offense on schedule? Does he score points? Does he limit the turnovers? Does he do all of those things? That's what I'm paying attention to. I'm not paying attention to, I know the Cardinals lost, but he threw for 275 yards and 3 touchdowns, so everything's okay. I don't think that's going to be the conversation that we have on Monday. I don't think that's the conversation you're going to want to have on Monday. So there's going to be, we may debate this on Monday, but there's going to be 3 or 4 drives throughout this game that I'm going to write down in my notebook when taking notes on the game. And I'm going to say, this is one of those drives. And this is a drive where if Kyler's not turning the ball over, if they're scoring points, he's keeping them on schedule, he's playing the field possession game, you can't score points on every drive. You're not going to be that good of an offense. Not even the best offense in the league scores on every possession they have. But there are going to be 3 or 4 drives where you're going to say, this is a drive where you need points. Cardinals have a 1-score, 10-point lead coming out of the half. They get the ball. That's going to be one where you circle and say, hey, can you lead the team on a nice 7-8-minute drive and end it in a touchdown and basically end this game right now? And if he does that, and he's keeping the offense on schedule, and he's making some big throws, and he's the reason they go down the field and score those points, you're going to say, job well done. See, other quarterbacks, I think, you can look at statistically and say good game, not good game. I don't think with Kyler Murray, we are going to look at it through that lens. We're going to look at it from the offense overall. How'd the offense do? Did they stay on schedule? Did they get Marv involved? Did they get McBride involved? Were they taking those deep explosive plays? Were they converting on those deep explosive plays? Were they having that frustrating drive that makes you want to throw the nacho bowl through the television screen where they go 3 and out and it looks like they've never played football before? Those are the things I'm going to be paying attention to. And so this is really hard to define. I want us to try to define it. And I've given you some of the things that I'm going to be paying attention to, but I do think this is hard to define. I think it's hard to put parameters on what's going to define a good game for Kyler. Because Kyler last year played some games where I think many of us would say he didn't play great. Cardinals still won. Because of the good defense, because of the running game. And so I don't want it to be, Kyler's got to take over and throw for all these numbers, and that's going to make a good game. Because he can do that, and he can throw their rhythm off offensively, but he can have all the great stats in the world. It's not going to make me feel better about who he is as a quarterback. I want to see the poise. I want to see the composure. I want to see him keeping the offense on schedule. And I want to see those 3 to 4 drives throughout the game that we're all going to be circling and saying, you need points on these drives. I want to see him convert 75% of those.
I'm going to use a term that often gets looked at as negative, but in Kyler's case, I think it would help him. I want him to be a game manager. I want him to sit back, know the situation, know when not to turn it over, know when to be conservative. I need to see him have a feel for the game in the 2 minutes, the 4-minute situations, go down and get a score when we need one. But other than that, protect the ball in opponent's territory, make sure we're getting out of points when we put together a drive. Those are the things. Don't turn the ball over in the red zone. Don't turn the ball over in the opponent's side of the field. Be more of a game manager when you need to be.
Yeah, and again, when we come in here on Monday and we break down Kyler's performance, we're going to have drives that I'm going to note down in my notebook, and I'm going to say, they started the game with the ball. Did they score points or did they not score points? That's a reflection of Kyler in the offense. Those are one of those drives where you're going to get the ball first, send the message, set the tone early. You get the ball first thing coming out of half. Score those points. Go on a long drive. You get the ball in the final couple minutes of a half. Can you get me in field goal range to steal 3 going into the break? Those are the things that matter to me. Those are the things that are going to tell me he can operate this offense. Those are the things that, how many times have you watched Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow? Name your favorite quarterback, the quarterback you think is the best in the league. How many times do they get the ball with 1:15 to go, either at the end of the first half or at the end of the game, and like clockwork, they can put themselves in position to at least attempt the field goal? That's what I want Kyler to do. Now, it's not on Kyler if they scored the 3 points or not. Did you put them in position to do so? And if you do that over and over and over again, you're going to come out on top. You're going to have more wins than losses if you constantly put yourself in those situations. So those are the things I'm going to be looking for. It's not going to be every drive because they're not going to score on every drive. But there are going to be drives that you're going to be sitting at home on your couch. You've been watching football long enough where you're going to think to yourself, man, this would be a really good drive to score some points on. Like this feels like this would change the balance of the game if we scored 7 right here. Or Kyler gets the ball, minute and 15, 2 timeouts. They're already up 14, and you're thinking to yourself, man, they go down the field right now and they make this a 17-point game. It's going to feel a lot different coming out of the second half. You know, you've been watching the game. You can tell when there are these swing moments, these swing drives. The franchise quarterbacks, more often than not always, they're not perfect. They take advantage of those drives. Can Kyler do that? That's how I'm going to judge him. That's how I'm going to determine when we come in here on Monday. Was that a good Kyler performance or was that a bad Kyler performance? I don't care if he throws for 175 yards or he throws for 350 yards. How did he handle those drives, those situations? And that includes fourth quarter, trailing, tie games. Can he lead them on those drives to get points or at least put them in position to do so? Those are the things I'm paying attention to.
Big time drives with the clock running down. Don't turn the ball over when you have the opportunity to score. If you gave me 2 notes, those are the big ones.
Yeah. So that's how I'm defining Kyler Murray this weekend. I'm not looking at his individual stats. I mean, obviously, a turnover-free game is going to help him in a big way. If he doesn't turn the ball over, I won't say that the Cardinals will always win, but their win probability goes way up if he's not turning the ball.
Skyrockets.
I mean, a turnover-free game.
Skyrockets.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they run the ball, you don't turn the ball over. I mean,
the way we assume they're going to play defense.
Let's go through it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You want to do the thing. I don't know what thing we're doing, but
give me a second.
You're commandeering the show, which is fine. So
give me a second.
It's a football Friday. Well, maybe you could give me like a little hint of what we're doing.
We're going to go through the Cardinals' schedule last year.
Okay.
And we are going to
see if he turned the ball over and how they did.
Yep.
All right.
It's exactly what we're going to do. It's going to take a little bit. Give me 2 seconds here.
1, 2.
Okay, we have the schedule. See that? That's pretty good.
That was pretty good producing right there.
Yep. All right. At Buffalo, we'll start there.
I think he turned the ball over in the second half of that game, if I'm remembering correctly. He may have done it early in the game, too. They were winning that game going into the fourth quarter.
I need game logs.
So what you need to do, let me help you here. Let me produce inside the producing of the show. You need Pro Football Reference for this.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do this with ESPN box scores, it's not going to help. Listen, ESPN box scores are great for me to reference when we're breaking down a game, but for this type of for exactly what you're asking for, this is definitely you need Pro Football Reference to just be able to hit next game, and be able to.
And I need to go game logs of 2024 is what I need to do.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. Right.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Game 1 at Buffalo, they lose. He does not turn the ball over. Okay. No, he has a fumble. Okay, so they lose a fumble.
There you go.
Game number 2, 41-10. He does not turn the ball over. Game number 3, they lose to Detroit by 7. He throws an interception. Game number 4, they lose to Washington. They get crushed. He does not turn the ball over. Game number 4 is the win against San Francisco. He does turn the ball over twice. No, sorry. They got that fumble. Loss at Green Bay. Fumbled, lost. Win against the Chargers. He throws 1 interception.
That was the Monday night game where the defense played out of their minds.
Yep. Win at Miami. Did not turn the ball over. Did fumble, but they recovered it. Game number 9, Chicago. You win 29-9. You turn the ball over once on a fumble. New York Jets, you win 31-6.
You didn't turn the ball over that week.
Did not turn the ball over that week. They did fall on the fumble. Loss at Seattle turns the ball over.
Turn the ball over in that game, yes.
Loss at Minnesota turned the ball over twice.
You don't even need to tell me the next game. He turned the ball over 2 times on the first 3 drives.
Yep, Seattle turned the ball over twice. Next week,
Carolina?
Win against New Orleans. Not New England, sorry. And did not turn the ball over. Carolina, he turns the ball over twice. 1 fumble, 1 pick. At Rams, turns the ball over twice, 2 interceptions, and does not turn the ball over the last week of the year against San Fran.
don't turn the ball over, you have a good chance to win.
I mean, that stretch of turn the ball over twice at Carolina, Seattle,
yeah, I mean,
Seattle,
that's the difference.
the Rams.
That's the difference between making the playoffs and missing the playoffs. That stretch right there. Yeah. So those are the things you're going to gauge and judge Kyler Murray on going into the weekend.